Hello and welcome to EGO podcast. EGO Prep podcast for the win will be the title of this podcast, and we'll start out with the prepper show here with the Radio EGO jingle. Radio EGO. So it's July, or it's not, it's August 11, 2014, year of a horse. And start out with a news item, and it will illustrate with the fire alarm. So, what's went wrong in Argentina? They went depth by default for the second time in a short period. I think it's 10 years since last time. Argentum is the original name of Argentina. That's meaning silver. So how about if I going back to objective standard, a silver standard or gold standard? That would be something. So, and related to this will be, you could say, a sponsor or an infomercial for public message for this show. That's appropriate, and that's as a man saying.
And now a word from our semi-alternate sponsor.
So that's our sponsor. That's as precious metal trends.com/lyceum, and there you could find information about the fiat currency and the Federal Reserve and the purchasing power with silver compared with the paper pieces that they called money, and what's happened. And Argentina is an example of that. So go to preciousmetaltrends.com/lyceum and fill out your contact information, and you will get more information about the precious metal trends and the financial situation, and you have a chance to win a numismatic coin, and you will get a free miniature American silver eagle. So I'm in this talk radio business or podcasting, and this show will be a prepper show, or to survivalist, it's another name of it, how to be prepared. And here's somebody that say that you are not prepared, and it's a crazy guy here, talk radio host, a Christian called Rick Wiles of True News, and he's talking about the Ebola and what's happened with who will be, how to say, get the effects of this Ebola. And and I have to use sound effect here with a whistle, because I will say this guy, he should be dismissed, and as a referee in a football match or soccer match, I will give him a red card. And here is the whistle. So I'm reading here from Raw Story, August 7th. A Christian radio host who enthusiastically looks for signs the world will end welcomed the Ebola virus as a cleansing force. Rick Wiles is saying the following: this Ebola epidemic could become a global pandemic, and that's another name for a plague, said broadcaster Rick Wiles on his True News program. And he says a great attitude adjustment that I believe is coming. He continues, and here's what it will solve. Ebola could solve America's problem with atheism, homosexuality, sexual promiscuity, pornography, and abortion. So he's totally out there, this guy. And it's also a recording here from Right Wing Watch, but I will do a link to this article. So with these types of people in talk radio, you're wondering what to do in order to spread better ideas. And one thing that could be better ideas is a conservative radio host. He quits on radio and he's so-called going Galt. And Galt is coming from a character, a hero, the main character of Miss Rand's book Ayn Rand's book Atlas Shrugged. The character there is Galt, and my take on this is it's too early to go on strike. I have some thoughts about that also, to go in a semi-strike, you could say, or do it in a different way. I think this is more like a public stunt. But I will read some from the article here in Mediaite, Mediaite.com, Mediaite.com, by Eddie Scarry of August 4th. And he says it could all be a stunt to promote a new product, but syndicated conservative talk show host Jason Lewis abruptly announced in the middle of his program Thursday that he was quitting. He exited the studio, leaving a guest host scrambling to fill in. And he said, they can now feed off one another, I quit. And then he wrote a tweet there that hashtag with his going Galt. And he said also that he will be concentrating on a new social media site he co-founded called Galt.io. And my question is if this website has permission from the Rand Heir, Dr. Leonard Peikoff, with the name, because it's reference to the character here of Atlas Shrugged. So that's a question. It's something to think about. And with that, we'll do another commercial here with an announcer saying,
"We'll be right back following these commercials."
So, and that's the next segment, and that's I'm taking from Voice for Reason, Policy Digest, Ayn Rand edition. And a sponsor message about real money, and you could go in on isnmoderncoins.com/lyceum and purchase silver and gold coins and silver and gold bullion bars from my web shop. And that's linked to this news that Time Money magazine has done a poll: who should be the first woman on a modern dollar bill? And Miss Rand is leading in the poll here with about 50% of the votes. So that's interesting. I wonder what she would say about being on a dollar bill. She would probably say, that's my guess, that she would support the gold standard and it should be real money, not paper. But anyhow, it's interesting trend or news that, about her popularity and discussion about philosophy. So I think that be a positive ending of this show, and I will include also a tweet that I did on this Time Money magazine poll. So with that, I will end with taking a sip of tea, and here is the tea kettle whistle. So I'll take a sip here. Cheers. And please go to egonetcast.com and also to check out our page on iTunes and Stitcher and give a review and ratings, and reach out on EGO NetCast on Twitter or EGO NetCast on Facebook. You could also send an email to egonetcast@gmail.com. And thanks for listening, and talk to you soon again. My idea and goal is to have this about every fortnight, every 2 weeks, filling in with prepper news and things that's belonging to preparation, survivalist movement, and a positive preparation and preparedness for what's coming. So, as I often say, learn from the history and live today and pluck the day and plan for the future. So with that, I say cheers and talk to you soon again.